outcry continues to build over ongoing vaccine mandates in the military. Nearly half of the Senate Republican caucus has threatened to block the annual National Defense Authorization Act unless Congress both abolishes the military's coronavirus vaccine and reinstates all those previously dismissed under the policy. And this week, 21 Republican governors sent a letter to Congress requesting they object to the mandate. Has stubbornly clinging to the shot mandate become a national security issue? Joining me now to discuss this is FRC Executive Vice President and founding member of the Army's elite Delta Force, Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin. General, welcome back to the show.
Good to be with you, Joseph.
Your thoughts on the ongoing efforts to enforce these vaccine mandates against our troops?
Yeah, I think it is classified as bullying. And I think that what we need to understand is that those same people that we consider to be the chain of command are the ones who are bullying the young members of our military today. And if we go into combat tomorrow, do you think that they're going to want to follow a chain of command that has a history of bullying them? And it takes a unity of effort, a cohesion, to be able to get out and win on the battlefield. And right now, what we're doing is destroying any notion that our military is unified or prepared for battle.
We've heard reports this week that a Naval Academy cadet had her diploma withheld because she declined to get vaccinated, get the coronavirus vaccine. What can you tell us about that story?
Well, I just heard about it today, and this is not the first time this has happened, by the way. The Coast Guard Academy refused to give diplomas to 6 of its people. And by the way, all 6 of those people were minorities. So they talk about, the equality and equity and all of that. And then all 6 of those at the Coast Guard Academy were minorities, and they were not all Black or Hispanic. There were some Asians there, American Indians, and so forth. So this is a tragedy to spend 4 years at the Naval Academy and then walk away with nothing, no diploma and no commission. I think that this is something that the Navy needs to be held accountable for, just like the Air Force or the Coast Guard needs to be held accountable for what they did to those 6 people.
I mentioned that there are Republicans threatening to block military spending unless these mandates are lifted. Senator Ted Cruz had this to say about the political debate that would follow such a move. Let's play clip 11.
Will Chuck Schumer come out and say, you see, Republicans have suddenly decided they don't want to defend this nation? Of course. And that's actually where it's going to come down to you guys. It's going to come down to the press corps to report fairly. The reason we're fighting this fight is because we care deeply about defending the fighting men and women of the military. And what the Democrats are doing to them is wrong. It is unjustifiable. It is immoral. We are fighting this fight because we take our obligation to stand with those soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines very seriously.
General Boykin, do you think that's a fair characterization of the politics of this situation?
I think the senator is dead on. You know, an interesting thing came out today in Military Times. And again, this is a periodical that focuses on what's happening in the military. And here's what they said. They said that according to the latest data released by the Defense Department, about 3,300 Marines, 1,800 soldiers, 1,800 sailors, and 900 airmen have been booted from the ranks for refusing to get vaccinated. Booted from the ranks. Now, at the same time, we've got old soldiers like me that are getting emails from the military saying, please help us recruit. Help us with recruiting. We're in the worst shape we've ever been in. And I can tell them why. I can explain to them exactly how this works mathematically, and I'm no mental giant on math. But when you're putting that many people out of the military and you can't recruit enough people to backfill them or to reach your numbers in recruiting, you've got a real problem that you got to take a serious look at. And the reason for it is because of a variety of things, part of which is spending so much time on things like critical race theory and all of that, all this woke nonsense. People don't want to come in. I just spent the weekend at the Cove, Billy Graham's facility up outside of Asheville, with about 75 chaplains from all services. And I got to tell you, there was not a chaplain there that had received a religious exemption. No chaplain. Now, if a chaplain can't get a religious exemption, you know that there's something wrong. You know that there's somebody's playing a game here, and it's the Department of Defense, because the only people that have received a religious exemption were people who were processing out of the military already. They were either retiring, they were finished with their obligation, and they were leaving, or they were being put out for disciplinary reasons. This is a tragedy, and I got to tell you, Joseph, we better get our heads on straight here and get this fixed, because our military is key to the future of this nation. And right now it's in decline.
General Boykin, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Joseph.